I'm afraid we're back for another one.
Whether you're caught up in emotion or just stuck on a feeling, doesn't matter. I'm glad you joined me for another episode of Coffee with Dubs. So grab a cup and sit down.
Fear changes people, and not always in ways you notice. It doesn't always show up as panic or anxiety. A lot of times it shows up disguised. It can make you colder, quicker to snap, less patient, more distant. It can make your whole energy feel different, and if you're not paying attention, start making you think that version of yourself is just who you are now. And that's a dangerous way to be, because fear has a way of blending into your personality if you leave it unchecked long enough. And the people closest to you usually feel it first. That's what makes it so brutal. The ones you care about most are the ones who usually feel the first edge of it. A short answer, a sharper tone, less understanding, less grace. Things you normally would let slide suddenly feel heavier, louder, harder to tolerate. Not because people around you changed, but because fear has been sitting in your chest and taking up space and changing how you carry yourself. That's something a lot of people miss. They think they're just stressed, worn out. But if you peel it back, there's often a deeper tone underneath it. Fear of what's next, fear of uncertainty, fear of failing, losing something important, or not being able to handle what's coming. That's stuff that built quietly. It doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it just settles into your body and starts coloring everything around you. That's where relationships start to take hits. Not because love disappeared, not because people stopped caring, because fear started leaking into places it didn't belong. A conversation becomes heavier than it needs to be. A disagreement gets more heat than it deserves. Silence lasts longer. Tension lingers and spreads. Before you know it, people around you are responding to a version of you that isn't even fully you. And that's worth paying attention to, because if you don't stop and recognize it, fear can start shaping your identity. You start carrying yourself like the world is against you. You start reacting instead of thinking, protecting yourself from things that haven't even happened yet, and that kind of living changes your posture, your peace, and your relationships. But here's the good news. That version of you isn't permanent. It's pressure, and pressure can be managed. It starts with honesty, catching yourself in the moment, hearing your tone, feeling your own tension, and recognizing when your response doesn't match the situation. And that moment matters. That's your opening. That's where awareness gives you a chance to slow it down before it spills over. And slowing it down matters because not everything deserves an immediate reaction. Sometimes the healthiest thing we can do is just buy ourselves time. A pause, a walk, a deep breath, a few minutes to ask yourself what's really sitting underneath this frustration. Because most of the time, the real issue isn't the conversation in front of you. It's the fear you brought into it, and that realization changes things. It gives you a chance to deal with what's actually happening instead of letting it keep bleeding into your life. That's maturity, not pretending fear isn't there, but learning how to keep it from speaking for you. Because fear is loud, it's convincing, and if you let it talk too long, it starts sounding like your own voice. So if you've felt different lately, if your patience has been shorter, if your energy's felt heavier, if the people around you are catching sides of you that don't feel right, maybe it's worth asking yourself what's underneath all of that. Not to beat yourself up, but to understand it. Because understanding it is how you start taking yourself back. And the people you love deserve the real version of you, not the version of you shaped by fear. So take care of yourself today. And if fear's been rewriting your tone lately, maybe today's a good day to pick up a pen again. I'll catch you tomorrow for another episode of Coffee with Dubs. I'm out of here, guys.